Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to my channel. Jessica here, and it is day 3 of Preptober, which means I have to get through book 1, act 2B, like the second half of act 2. And I have an hour to do it. So, let's get to it. So I'm still going to do the snapshots, which if you've seen my previous videos before, you know the snapshots are from Kat O'Keefe's, her like outlining process, and then I'll go through the Save the Cat, so act 1, it took me a little bit longer while I was trying to figure out exactly how I wanted to do everything. And then the first half of act 2 was a lot faster because I started getting into a routine. But again, the whole first half of the book was already essentially planned out for over a decade at this point. The second half of book 1, not so much. So let's see how much I can get done before I have to actually start getting ready for work. So yeah, let's get to it, I guess. So first, let's go through the checklist. So, Act 2, Part 2 for cats, we've got the reversal, the consequence, the trials, and the dedication. And then, Act 2 for Save the Cat is the bad guys close in, all is lost, dark night of the soul, and then break into act 3. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 sections for that one as well. The only difference is for the Save the Cat method, it ends up being, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 scenes that I have to plan out. 14 scenes. So I don't know how much I'm going to be able to get done tonight. So we'll see. I may have to pick this up again after work in the morning, which means this video is going to be up a little bit later than what I anticipated, but that's okay. As long as it goes up on, for you guys, it'll be Monday. So hopefully I'll have it up by Monday night. But, I mean, either way, obviously you're watching it no matter what time I posted it. So, but that's the plan. Dang, 14 scenes. I can do this. It's fine. I got it. Alright, well, I guess I'm just gonna dive in and I will check back in when I've got a thought or an update. You know, the usual. I finished the snapshots. The last one, dedication, I'm still unsure of. And then I know that with number 17 on the list, which was trials for this one, I'm missing some information. So I have like some key points that I know I need and want. So hopefully when I'm doing the scenes for the Save the Cat method, I can tweak it or kind of hash out what else I need to build the story up. So we're halfway through. Obviously this is the turning point of the book. It's so the first half of Act 2 was the build-up to the main event, the whammy of a whatever, and then the second half of Act 2 is kind of the part where my characters have to pretty much digest the information that they have been given, kind of round up and figure out what their next steps are, what's going to happen, and things like that before we get to the end of Act 2 and the beginning of Act 3, where something else happens and then you start the whole thing where it builds up the climax and then end your story. So yeah, but I have to get ready for work now, so I'm gonna stop here, and then when I come back in the morning, which to you guys it'll be a second, I will continue brainstorming, and hopefully while I'm at work I can kind of think of a few things so that when I sit down to finish outlining the second part of Act 2, I will have more of a plan of action. So yeah, that's it for right now.
4 to 6 days later.
So this is the first time that I'm coming back to you guys after I did the snapshots portion of Act 2, Part 2 for Book 1. I'm still working on the details part, and I'm struggling. So I knew the first half was too good to be true, but it's fine. Honestly, it's been a few days since I've last updated, since I've last looked at my outlines or even like thought about my books. It's been a long week, so I'm still a little bit frazzled. And now the second half, so during the bad guys close in part, I'm projected to have 8 scenes in it, and I know how this this section's gonna end, but I don't know how to get from point A all the way to the last scene, which, so point B, and I need all the in-betweens, right? I don't know, I just wanted to sit and talk, and you know, it's not gonna be easy going. Sorry, I had to sneeze. But as I was saying, it's the outlining, it's not gonna be easy all the time. You can have like your big points mapped out in a sense, but it's the in-between moments that count, and I think I'm psyching myself out with that by thinking that, you know, like, all my little moments have to be big moments in their own way. So I don't know how to do the transition part. So maybe, like, I'm sitting here thinking I'm gonna finish out the outlines as I planned, but it may get to a point where, like, right now I know I need 8 scenes, like I said. Maybe I'll just do the 8 bullet points in that scene, and then if I can think of a little bit more, add to it. But I feel like draft 1 isn't going to be very long. I'm pretty much just going to write it as it is, and then maybe draft 2, think of more details, or as I'm doing draft 1, as I'm fully immersed into my story and writing the story, maybe those smaller fine-tuned details and transitions will come to me. So I'm trying not to get discouraged. I am entirely discouraged right now, but I'm still gonna truck along. I'm still gonna work through it. So yeah, that was just a quick update. I don't know how long this vlog is gonna be. My intention was just to have it be the Act 2 Part 2, but I think I'm gonna just finish out outlining book 1 and this vlog, and then go from there. Maybe I'll just do like an outline of vlog instead of trying to do it daily, because life is crazy. Life is too much right now, but I don't want to give up, so I'm not going to. So yeah, so we're only 2 scenes in to Act 2, Point 2, or Part 2, 2B, whatever you want to call it. And I'm struggling. So I'm going to work through it, and then I will check back in when I'm not so stuck. I think I have figured out why I'm struggling with the book 1 outline. There's like a whole ass section that I completely forgot about, and it's not even one section. There are these scenes that I had in a previous draft before that help move the story along, and they serve as transitional periods while giving out vital information without info dumping. So now I'm gonna have to add those scenes in different places, but I'm glad I remembered. I actually have like this whole binder with different versions of the drafts, because like I said, I've been writing this story for over a decade at this point, but I only have, I think, 3 rough drafts that I felt were, or like the start, like the first half of the story, the start of book 1, that seemed like, hold on, where's my train of thought going? I saved only 3 rough drafts that seemed salvageable, meaning that there are parts from each book that I think I want to keep. So, and these reoccurring scenes that I completely like blanked on when I was working on my outline and trying to figure out the transitions, I need those scenes in this book in order for it to progress, especially because one of the characters in these scenes is going to be extremely vital in either book 2 or 3. I haven't fully decided. I think it's going to be book 3 because of what's going to happen in book 2, but in order for it to work, I need to introduce that character in book 1. So, and like let the readers get to know this person as he is and things like that. So, I think I figured it out. But I figured it out as I'm about to leave. So, I wrote a little sticky note to myself. I'm putting it there, and then I'm gonna come back to it. So I'm not even through outlining book 1, but it's a good thing that, you know, I'm remembering this as I'm doing book 1 instead of getting to book 5 and being like, what the heck, you know? So I'm gonna go get my daughter from the bus stop, and then when we come back, I'm gonna work on even more outlines. But now I'm excited. Now I'm just, the only thing is I'm debating on if I should go through and add in those scenes into my outline here and just like tape it in. I think that would be good, because then as I'm working through the second half, I'll know more of what just happened in the first half. Good idea? Good idea. All right. So I went through and I added the scenes. So like this little piece right here, I added scenes like that throughout what I've already planned. And I just finished the bad guys close in section. It's a total of 8 scenes. A lot of things happen in this one. So I'm getting really excited. So we are still in Act 2, Part 2B. We have 3 more things, like subcategories, I guess you would call them, to get through. We have to do the scene for the All Is Lost, the 4 scenes for Dark Night of the Soul, and then the 1 scene for Break Into 3. But we are getting there. Ever since I figured out that I was missing key points, which were transitions, it's coming along a little bit better. I do feel myself procrastinating a little bit because I'm terrified. It's not that I'm terrified. It's more of like, I don't know. I don't know how to end this book in a roundabout way. Because I know that even though this is a series, readers shouldn't be left with like an absolute cliffhanger. Like each one of your stories should, even within a series, needs to complete a circle. So my thing is, how do I complete this circle but also kind of hint that there's obviously going to be more, because it is a 5-book series. So I'm struggling with that, because I'm like, before I heard that advice, my original plan was for it to be a cliffhanger. But I realize now that that cliffhanger scene could be the first chapter of the second book to bring it along. So I know what I'm gonna do for the All Is Lost scene. I'm unsure of the Dark Night of the Soul. I mean, we're still only in the second half of Act 2, but it's more of the Act 3 is a big black hole to me at this point. It's darkness. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. But I gotta figure it out. I need to figure it out. So there's that. I need to refer back to my original general outline, I think. Yeah, I'm going to refer back to my original outline, see where I have to have this book end in order for the rest to follow suit. So, check back in. I am done with Act 2. I think. I mean, I've written it out. How am I going to do this with 4 more books? And I still have Act 3. I still don't know how this is going to end, but I just wanted to touch base. I did the break into 3, which is one scene. So let's backtrack. So the last I talked to you guys, I believe, was when I was still kind of struggling with the bad guys close in. But I finished those projected 8 scenes. And then the next one was All Is Lost, which is one scene. And that kind of ties in the beginning part to what, so like the past and the present, it kind of ties those in and why she had what she had in the beginning. And then the next section was the Dark Night of the Soul, which is 4 scenes. And with these scenes, it goes back to kind of seeing the 2 different points of views. But I'm just going with it. It is what it is. So that I struggled with a little bit, but the part that I'm really struggling with, the part that seems to be the hardest to me right now, is the last section of Act 2, which is the break into 3 section. So that's just one scene, but it's like, how do I get from that to Act 3 when I still am unsure? So I think I need to sit down. I need to rein back in, figure out where I want this to go. I feel like maybe I should go through, and because when I do the snapshots, that helps a lot. It's breaking the snapshots down that is proving to be a little bit harder. So maybe what I need to do is take a step back before I end book 1, and do the snapshots portion of all of the books. I don't know. That just really throws everything off. I don't know. But I don't want to not outline the rest of the series, but I also don't want to completely force the ending of book 1. But at the same time, so I guess right now I feel like what I outline is set in stone, and I need to get out of that mind frame, because it's not set in stone. It's just a roadmap and a guide of where I need to go if I do end up deviating from the path too much as I'm writing. So I think I need to stop being a perfectionist, for one. I need to get out of my head in thinking that this is a permanent outline, because it's not. So I'm just gonna, what's in my head now, I'm just gonna get out. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna not overthink it too much, because the outline is not the finalized product. Draft 1's not even the finalized product. So, or even 2 or 3, maybe 4 will be, maybe 5 will be, I don't know yet. But I'm nowhere near that. So I need to loosen up and be easier on myself, I think. So yeah. If you are feeling the same way, this is your sign to go easy on yourself and to relax and just let it flow, because I'm trying to take that same advice. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to try and work on Act 3, and then I will check back in when I'm done. I forgot to tell you guys what Act 3 is. I mean, you obviously probably already know, but I'm going to do it anyways, just in case you don't. So Act 3 is the ending part. So you've got Act 1, which is the beginning, Act 2 is the middle, and then Act 3 is the ending. So for Kat's method, that's block 7, 8, and 9, which is, so the beginning, block 9, or block 7, you've got your chapter 19, which is Calm Before the Storm, Anticipation, Suspense. Chapter 20, which is your plot twist number 2, and then your chapter 21, which is your darkest moments. And then you go into block 8, chapter 22, which is the power within,
chapter 23, which is the action and rally, and then chapter 24, which is the convergence. And then you have your final block of the outline, block number 9, and then the last 3 chapters. 25 is the final battle, 26 is the climax, and then 27 is your resolution. So when I'm going through my snapshots, those are the 9 chapters or prompts that I'm going to be looking at. Actually, that's more than 9. Is it? No, it's 9. I can't math right now. I'm working on writing. So obviously, I can't multitask. So yeah, those are the 9 final chapters that I'm going to be doing for the prompts to end book 1. I can't believe I'm in Act 3. I mean, I can, but it's like scary. And then, so for the end of the Save the Cat method, you have 2 categories, which is 14, the finale, and then 15, the final image. But your finale is broken down. So within the finale, you have to have 5 parts, or at least that's the recommended, because the finale needs these 5 things to be able to be complete, which is 1, gathering the team, 2, executing the plan, 3, the high tower surprise, 4, dig deep down, and then 5, execution of new plan. So again, Act 3 has another 14 scenes. The finale will have 13 of those scenes, and then the final image is a single scene at the very end. So I have my work cut out for me, but I can do this, and I'm like trying to hype myself up, but I am struggling. I am scared, the right word? Probably not. I'm hesitant, I should say. I'm like really hesitant. I'm like dipping a toe into the water at this point, trying to figure out where I want it to go. Because while I know some of the big things in each of the books, it's those minor things that makes a story, or at least makes, like, the minor moments is what makes the big moment, if that makes sense. So I'm going to sit down. I'm already sitting. I've been sitting, but I'm going to continue, I should say, and I'm going to do the snapshots. I'm going to do the 9 things that I want to make sure my 2 big parts hit as I'm outlining. Does that make sense? It makes sense in my head, but yeah, anyways, I will check back in when I'm feeling 1, stuck, 2, just want to ramble, or 3, when I'm done. See you guys in a second. That didn't take very long. I think what is kind of making me hesitate is that I feel like the first half is so strong. The first half is like, it has everything, but it's also what I've been working on for years. And while the second half is something that I'm just now coming up with, so I feel like it's not as strong. So it's kind of like, I feel like I'm failing in the second half, but I actually haven't really started, so I can't be failing yet. I don't know. Like, I feel like there are big things happening in the first half that it's like the climax of the second half is pretty meh. So I feel like I could rearrange things. I don't know. I'm so indecisive. I'm so back and forth. I need to stop. I just need to write shit out, get to it, do all the things, not second guess myself, get through all the outlines, and then if I need to, tweak things around. Because if I spend all my time just continuing working on the first half of the outline of book 1, I'm never going to get anywhere. Obviously, I still haven't gotten anywhere in over a decade. So I need to just put it down, step aside, and keep going. Yeah. I think I have to redo this outline. I should have looked more into it. So For the snapshots, like I had said, it's got the calm before the storm, the plot twist, and the darkest moments. The darkest moments is the dark night of the soul, which I've done at the end of Act 2. So it's not actually... This is where the two outlining things don't line up. And which is making me feel like I'm missing a part that I need to add something in to happen. And I wonder if that's why I'm still really struggling with Act 3. So I don't know. Because now that I'm doing it this way, like in the snapshots, the darkest moments aren't lining up with what I have. Well, it should. I mean, I don't know. I think... So like I said before, this book one's a learning curve. Book one is going to be the tester. I think what I need to do is do the snapshots all at once and then go through the details. So do Kat's outline first from start to finish, and then do the Save the Cat and then line it up. This is, so like me working on the outlines right now is more brainstorming and like getting everything out and where I think it should be. I think my next step after this is I'm going to put all the scenes onto index cards, which I was trying to stay away from the index cards because I've tried them before. It just ended up being a hot mess and me not knowing where to put it all. But I think, so back there, between, like, my brooms and stuff and then my whiteboard, I think is where I'm going to stick basically kind of map it out so that I could stick the index cards up there. I'm going to finish this out, even with them not aligning perfectly. And then I'm going to add them to the index cards and go from there. So I feel like this vlog is going to take forever, and it's just the second half of book one. And I hope that's okay with you guys. This is the vlog where I try and figure all my shit out and the kinks to make the rest of the month go a little more smoothly. So I can do this. Okay, I did it. I finished outlining book one, and while I struggled on how to end it, if I'm gonna end it with the cliffhanger, but then I'm remembering that advice, so I'm like, nah, end it on a good note, right? And then that scene that I wanted at the end of book one is actually gonna be the beginning of book two. So yeah, I'm done with book one, and holy crap, I know a lot's gonna change as I'm writing it or as I'm like coming up with more, but like I'm really proud of myself. Like I've never really okay, I can't say I never, because in 2019 I had sort of an outline, which actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I should go look at that too, but I like how this is turning out. So I think I'm gonna end my night here. I don't know how much footage I got, but I hope you guys enjoyed it either way. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.